everybody! My name is Teacher Sarah and I'm so excited for the video I have today for you guys. I have put a lot of thought into it and I've also talked to other teachers and their opinions. I recently went to a VIP Kid meetup where I won, oh just wait for it, Dino? What? Dino? I was pretty excited. We'll just put him right here, by my Mother's Day flowers. And we were talking about what was the one thing when you were getting hired for a VIP Kid that you couldn't find a lot of information about. And it was, how do I do this and be a mom at the same time? So that is what I'm going to talk to you guys about today. How to balance work life, mom life, wife life, husband life. If you're a boy or girl and staying at home, doesn't matter, we're going to talk about it. And I'm just going to give you all my thoughts and feelings about how to do it all and make it work for your family. Ready? Let's go. Schedule time for VIP Kid. So what I mean by that is when you're gonna work. So I work in the mornings. I work from 5 to 7 and then I take like 15 minutes to do my feedback. So once I'm done with that, I'm checked out. I'm not checking my app. There's an app for VIP Kid. Be careful that you are not always checking it because it kind of gets in the way of your kids during the day and it can distract you or stress you out when you get a priority booking, when you get feedback that maybe you haven't done. Schedule time. And then when my daughter takes her nap is when I do my lesson planning. So I plan my lessons before so I don't have to dedicate time at 4:30 in the morning to plan them. So I just do an outline of it and then I have that outline. I use the app on my Windows computer. It's called the Sticky Note app.
This is what my classroom looks like. On this side I will have my outline of the class, my student's name, if they are a new student or a returning student. This is also where I will write their props, the reward system that I'm using, and anything like that. I will do a video coming up about how I lesson plan.
As I go in, I make the outline, and then it's all done. That's also when I do stuff for recruiting. It's when I email stuff back. It's when I work on my resources, all that type of stuff. So then at night, when my husband's home, I'm with my husband, I'm focused, I'm not like, oh, I need to do this for my referral, which I still do that. I'm totally guilty of doing that. Because I'm always texting my referrals and I'm really excited when they pass and everything. But you just gotta plan time for it. So my day is just some block shifts for VIP Kid. I know when I'm checked into work, I know when I'm checked out of work. So my daughter is 16 months old and she will wake up screaming. Very lovely. And let me just tell you, if your kid wakes up screaming for VIP Kid, you can normally hear it in the background depending on how big your house is. I live in a tiny apartment, so if she wakes up screaming, you can definitely hear it. And you want to be careful with that because VIP Kid, they can't tell you, that that's not okay, but you can get a bad review. You are required to have a professional setting. So therefore, if your kid is crying in the background, it's not gonna look good on you and they'll probably give you a low rating, a 4 apple, a 3 apple, or maybe even lower than that, which would be really sad. So have a backup. My husband knows that when I'm teaching, if she's screaming, don't let her scream it out, don't let her cry it out, just go in and get her. Also have a backup. So sometimes my husband is out of town, maybe he has something that night. I have a friend that lives really close to me. She can be here in like 3 minutes if she needs to, just right next door. And so when I'm teaching and my husband's gone, I'll just send her a text like, hey, just so you know, I'm teaching tonight. If I send you an SOS, can you come and help with my daughter if she wakes up screaming and won't go back to bed? She's like, yes, of course. I've never had to use it. She has woken up screaming and she eventually has gone back to bed. For you parents that have maybe kids in toddler beds, older kids, and they wake up, I know parents say, let them watch a show, but you have to establish with them like a routine. Like if you wake up and mommy is teaching, if mommy is in this space, here's what you do. One thing that she said in the workshop, which I loved, I will put her name in the description because I don't remember her name, but she was awesome. But she said that she gave her kid, I don't know how old he was a toddler, and maybe even a little bit older. She gave him some binoculars so that he had an area right by her classroom where he could come and watch her teach, but he could not come in the screen, but he could, like take his binoculars or telescope, I don't know what it was, and he could watch her. So I think the idea is just have the idea that if they wake up that you have a game plan. Maybe they have a basket that they have to play with if they come in and mommy's teaching, something like that. So it can keep them distracted, but make sure you just have the conversation so that they feel included in what you're doing and they don't feel like mommy's not paying attention. A girl that I know, she's awesome. She's from where I'm from. She's a local teacher, and her daughter with her lower levels will come in and do a slide with her, and the kids love seeing another kid. Oh, they get so excited. And then her daughter can feel included. Now, I'm not saying you have to bring your kid in to your classroom every class, but I'm just saying make it so that they know that mommy's working, but they know it's important and you have a game plan ahead of time. Piece of advice I got from teacher Jennifer, and she taught a workshop on burnout, which burnout can be really hard, especially if you're a mom, you have a ton of kids, you don't feel like you're sleeping already and you're waking up early to be a teacher. And the number one advice she gave, which I thought was just so good, she said, remember your why. Why did you start working for VIP Kid? For me, I started working for VIP Kid because I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. And sometimes it's easy to get caught up in, oh, I gotta make this video, and oh, I gotta send out this recruit, and oh, I gotta open up more classes because I wanna make more money. Because there's some teachers that teach insane amounts of classes. But that's never why I joined VIP Kid. I didn't join VIP Kid so that I could teach thousands and thousands of classes. I taught it so that I could have extra income and I could stay home with my daughter. That's why. So just make sure that when you're pushing yourself that you know your reason why, so that you don't lose sight of the fact that why you're doing this is to be a stay-at-home parent, is to get extra income for your kids, whatever it is. Just make sure you remember it so that when you're getting caught up in the hubbub of VIP Kid and comparing yourself to other teachers, that you know why you started, and that's all that matters. VIP Kid has added a feature in the classroom. If you're in the classroom and you go to the top right-hand corner where it says Contact Fireman, there is a section for an emergency. So let's say you are sitting in your chair and you see your kid in their high chair, and maybe your husband walked out of the room to get your other kid, whatever the situation, and you think they're choking, or they fall out of their high chair, or they run outside, or something really bad happens and you're not allowed to leave your desk because, well, that's the rules. You can't leave in the middle of class. So you can click that button and the fireman will come in and take care of the kid, and you can go and take care of your kid, and then you can come back into the classroom. I want all the information in the world about how to sleep when you are a mom, because it just like goes from this to like this so much. So the big tip, I got something called the Nest. I will leave a photo right here. I got something called the Nest, and what it is you can program it on your phone so that, like, let's say your kid goes to bed at this time, they have music playing, lullabies, and then halfway through the night it goes into white noise, and the white noise is really loud, so it helps block me out when I'm teaching in the morning. And then when you want them to wake up, the color changes, so you can pick different colors, and then birds are chirping or whatever you want them to wake up to. And this is really important with a toddler, because you can tell them, okay, you can only get out of bed if the light is green, or whatever you pick for them in the morning. Certain colors help you sleep, like red hues, yellow hues, they help your brain know that it's time to go to sleep. So if you talk with them about that, then they'll know, okay, I can't get out of bed, so that your kid doesn't come in crying to you when you're teaching. I mean, stuff happens, it's gonna happen. I've heard of so many circumstances where kids come running in and lay in their mom's lap while she's teaching, and you can be discreet about it, totally. Just work with your situation, whatever works best for you. But there are also some other links, just some toddler clocks is I think what they're called, and they're super helpful if you want to train your kid, say, okay, you can't come out of your room until it goes green, or whatever it may be. Here's a little preview of what I was talking about. It has different lullabies, different sounds, different colors, for whatever your kid prefers, and when certain lights go on in the morning, you tell them to wake up. It is a parent must-have. Another tip is to just set up your classroom far away from your children. So I have a small apartment, so I'm literally on the opposite end of my daughter's nursery, in the hopes that I don't wake her up, that if she does wake up screaming, she doesn't hear me, or I don't hear her screaming in my microphone. So no matter where you're teaching, just try to not be in your kids' way, so that if they do wake up, they're not just gonna come into your room when you're teaching in your room and then, Mom, what are you doing? So try to be as far away from your kids as possible, and just keep your background professional wherever you teach. I just have one kid. You people that work for VIPKid and have like 4 or 5, even 2 kids, I'm just like, hats off to you. One thing that I've heard advice from, I've never personally been through this, but people that have been through it, just say, take the time off that you need when you have a baby. Just do it. You're gonna be tired, there's gonna be a transition, there's gonna be a lot going on. And don't try to push yourself, be like, well, I have these regulars, I need to get into the classroom and I need to get going. Yeah, that is true. I mean, yes, of course, you love your job and you wanna work, but take time for yourself and realize, why are you doing this? Go back to your why. Am I doing this because I want the money, or am I just doing this because I feel obligated to do this? Will all of your regulars come back to you? Maybe not. But that's okay. There's tons of other students that when you come back, they will see your good reviews, that they will like you, and you can start again. Start slow, maybe. If you are breastfeeding, I have heard of moms that wake up their kid right before they teach, breastfeed, put them back to bed, or you can carve out a half an hour in between your classes when you know that they have a schedule, and breastfeed them and put them down. You can have bottles for your husband, you can make a bottle for your husband in between, whatever works for you. But moms do it, and it's so overwhelming sometimes to be like, how am I gonna be a wife and a mom and do all of this? And there's even a ton of stay-at-home dads that work for VIPKid as well. And I just think it's about balance, and it's about just checking in with yourself. There was a time when I was getting really burnt out. I was working a ton, especially on the weekends. Like I would start at 8 and go until like 1 in the morning. And I was just getting burnt out, and I wasn't fun to be around, to be honest. And I'm like, why am I doing this? Am I doing this because I like this? Am I doing this? Like, why am I doing this? And the root of the reason why is because I was comparing myself to other teachers. And don't compare yourself. Do what's best for you. I don't spend tons of money and time on prep. I'm just gonna be honest, guys. I don't. Because I don't have the time / money. I'm doing this job to make money, not spend money. Some people have the money, they have the resources, they work in education, they have tons of money to pour into it, and they have tons of props from their classroom. I unfortunately don't. I have my dyno that I got at my meetup. So excited about dyno. But don't compare yourself, and do what's best for you. Being a working mom is hard, but it is awesome. I love it so much. And the reason I love it is because I can do something for myself. I can be home with my daughter. There was just an adjustment period when I started VIPKid. And you always just have to adjust your routine. Your kids will change. Kids are always growing up. Kids are always changing. So just adapt with your kids and figure out what works best for your family. And don't be afraid to ask for help. I feel like that is something in our society that is so hard for moms sometimes, to be like, hey, I need help. Like with my friend, I was like, hey, my husband's gone and my daughter has just been up all night. She's awful. I'm so tired. If I send you a text, can you just come in and get her while I'm teaching? I'll just leave the door open for you. And of course they're gonna say yes. So just ask for help when you need help, because you're a mom and we all need help. Everyone needs help. Let's be real. I'm gonna end this video with a little guest visitor who woke up from her nap. Can you say hi?
Hey!
I thank you for watching and subscribing. This channel has definitely been out of my comfort zone, but I have gotten such good feedback about it, and I appreciate all the love and support you guys have given me. My recruits say that it really helps to see someone that they know talking on YouTube, because there's so much YouTube content about VIPKid. So I hope you enjoyed this content, and if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the description or my email or the comments, or find me on Facebook, Instagram, all the things. You guys know where to look to find me. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. Happy teaching. I hope that this puts some of you guys at ease, for maybe those that are nervous to work for VIPKid because they don't know how they're going to do the work-life balance. We just make it work. Right, Sophia? Anyway, love you guys. I'll see you in my next video. I'm going to be filming a video about my morning routine with VIP Kid. So make sure to hit the notification bell so that you can see when I upload it. See ya.
Bye.